Hi again. I hope you've had a good week. I wonder if you were able to do your walk around your neighborhood and see what things were changing and blooming. I did, and I saw a lot of flowers starting to pop up. So spring is definitely close, and I'm really excited about that. So this is week 4 of Lent. Hard to believe we're already in week 4. And I wanted to share with you what is in our bag this week. So if you recall, we had sand, we have had, what was our other one? Oh, we had our bulb, and then we had a rock last week. And so this week, let's take a peek inside our bag. Oh, what is that? Have you found a shell like this before? I love these kind. These are called scallop shells. I found this at the beach actually a few years ago. So have you found shells before? I wonder what they remind you of. What do you think of when you see a shell? The beach, probably, and water. I think they sort of look like spoons, right? You could sort of scoop something up with a shell, especially if it were bigger. Well, why do we have a shell, do you think, in our Lent in a bag? So do you remember the story of Jesus' baptism and his cousin John baptizing him in the Jordan River? And John didn't want to baptize him because he said, "Jesus, you should be baptizing me." And Jesus said, "No, I need you to baptize me so that I can follow my Father's will," right? And so John used a shell, probably bigger than this, to scoop the water from the Jordan and pour it onto Jesus's head. And so we use shells now. So if you were baptized, then most likely the priest used a shell to pour water over your head and say a blessing over you. And so that's why we have a shell. So shells can represent new life, because if you think about, the shell has a bottom too, right? They're usually 2 shells that clamp together, and it opens up. And inside is a little bitty animal. And so sometimes we think about these for new life. So I want you to think about your own baptism, maybe talk to your family and have them tell you your baptism story. How old were you? Where were you baptized? Did you sleep through the whole thing? Did you cry? So have your parents or your family tell you about your own baptism story. And then I want you to think about ways that you can live out that promise. So your family made a promise on your behalf when you were baptized to love and live like Jesus. And so I want you to think about what that means and how you can do that, especially this week. So that's your challenge for this week, is to interview your family about your baptism and then think about ways that you can live out that baptismal covenant in your own life outside of the church, right? So I hope you have a great week, and I hope that you are staying busy. I sent your parents some fun little coloring sheets that you can do. You don't have to. It's not homework, but I hope that it gives you something to do that's maybe different than your schoolwork. So please reach out to me. I'd love to see you. Send me a little picture or a video of you doing what you love to do to stay busy. And I will be praying for you, and I will see you next week. Take care.